I think we're good. I always wait about 7 or 8 seconds because it always cuts me. Many times it cuts me off before in middle of my opening. In this live, I want to talk with you and share my thoughts on why so many political leaders, civic leaders, religious leaders, spiritual leaders, celebrities saddled up with the federal government and pharmaceutical companies to get behind the you know what with no evidence with what it really is this: the federal government has a horrible track record of putting together projects and doing things that are considered 5-star or thumbs up in the world. And the pharmaceutical industry has a horrible track record of creating products and services that are 5-star, top notch. Their track records are horrible. So what I've been thinking about lately is this idea of why on God's green earth. And I just thought of the answer before I started this live stream. I'll share it with you in a moment, and I'd love to get your feedback. I just started thinking about why anyone would saddle up and put their reputation on the line and become a partner with those two groups. And I don't mean to be harsh on just the United States government. All governments are sketchy. They all do covert action. They all use lies and deception to manipulate their people, to control the masses. But the federal government of the United States, I think, does it better than anyone else, quite frankly. I mean, we are the world's de facto superpower. We got a lot of money. And what do we know about money? Money only amplifies who a person is. And if we extrapolate that to the state level or the global level, money only amplifies what a country is. And what is our country? Well, our country's sick. If I'm not mistaken, we have the highest use of pharmaceutical drugs in the world. Most of those, again, fact check me on this, but most of those, if I'm not mistaken, are like psycho, what are they? Mood enhancers, mood lifters. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. These antidepressants, all of those things. I could be wrong about that, but I think we're the country that uses the most of those. We eat fake food. Many of us eat fake food. We have a huge fast food industry. We have a huge processed food industry that you can't get in other countries. We're a weird country. Granted, I think we've done some good things in the past, but it's all turned. It's all gotten wonky now. It's turned. The way I describe it to people is I describe it as it was a fun amusement park at some point, and then it turned into like a dark, demented nightmare. A nightmare. Well, it was a dream at one point, freedom and autonomy, and you could do what you want on your own land. You didn't have government breathing down your neck, but now it's turned into a nightmare. That's my perception. As government grows and they're all, hey, we need to govern you more. No, it's turned into a dystopia. This is why people are leaving the United States. They're like, peace out, bro, I'm out. But to double back to what I was saying, so many civic, religious, political, spiritual leaders gave their thumbs up and endorsed that thing from literally the most fraudulent, misleading corporations on the planet, which are PHARAMA. They have a long history of lying to doctors. They have a long history of manipulating the data on their studies to skew it in a way that makes people think they need their pills and potions and, pokes. Long history. Vioxx, opioid, all sorts of Purdue Pharma was Purdue Pharma was fined so much money by the federal government, and this is the ironic part. You can't make this shit up. So the federal government pushed their products, and all these celebrities and all these people pushed their products in 2021, and the federal government is the one that's been fining them via the Department of Justice for the last 2 or 3 decades, billions of dollars for making fraudulent, misleading claims about their products. Like, you cannot make this shit up. It is the weirdest thing you've ever seen. When you really look at it, that's why I had to get it off my chest. So the federal government fines these mofos billions of dollars for hurting humanity, quite frankly, over the years. I mean major hurting humanity. Read some of those. The articles are all out there. I didn't know any of this before I started. When I said no, I just said no to the fact of, hey, and it was unequivocal, instantaneous no. No, thank you. Because I've never seen any project from my federal government be like 5-star. I've never been impressed with it, especially coming on the heels of coming off of Afghanistan, one of the biggest shit shows in the history of the world. Let's go to a foreign country for 20 years and convince those people over years and years and years to trust us and be our allies and help us get the Taliban. And then one day we're like, peace out, we're leaving. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. All those people that we worked to develop those relationships with had to go into hiding. That's some straight up bullshit. I look around at people saddling up and being in a relationship with the federal gov of the United States of America after shit like that, and I question their fucking sanity. Like, is your brain working where you just saw how they treated our supposed allies in Afghanistan, that our military worked diligently to convert them to be our allies? You just saw them leave them behind and probably face horrible situations and or this. Why the F would you ever become friends with those people? Why would you ever saddle up with the federal government again? Like, something isn't firing in people's brains. I attribute it mostly to fear. When fear takes over the mind, you're not thinking properly. You don't have access to your higher cognitive abilities. And remember, the federal government hosed over the people in Afghanistan that they said they were their friends and allies. I wonder if they're going to do that to me. You bet they're going to do that to you. How someone does one thing is how they do everything. How someone treats one person is how they treat all people. People are waking up to this. Let me double back to what I was saying. So here's my hypothesis, my theory. I believe that when the masses wake up to the deception that went down in 2021, Operation Warp Speed, we're going to take the most corrupt, lying, deceitful, one of the most corrupt, lying, deceitful entities on the planet, the federal government of the United States, and another one of the most corrupt, lying, deceitful entities on the planet, pharmaceutical industries. When people wake up to what happened, all the people, the celebrities, the spiritual leaders, the religious leaders, the civic leaders, the political leaders, all the people that said, yeah, I recommend you go get that thing, all those people are done. Done. They will all be personas non grata in the world. And did I mention all the celebrities too? Remember all the celebrities that are like, hey, I got that thing, you should go get it too. They'll all be done. They will literally be personas non grata in the world. And my question is this, and this is why I think something bigger is going down, like something huge. This is why I think it's Endgame. And I've never thought it was Endgame any time in my entire life. That's why I call it also an all hands on deck. And I encourage people to watch the documentaries, read the books, watch the social media channels that are exposing truth. Something big is going down, because for those people to go in, they have to be calculating. Like, your reputation in life is everything. Your honor and your integrity in life is everything. If you are going to saddle up with the two most fraudulent, deceitful, lying entities on the planet, the government and pharmaceutical companies, you better be prepared for the fallout for that. And so I believe that they were told, hey, we have other things behind this to ensure that you're going to be taken care of. We just have to get the people to do this thing that we want them to do. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense, because so many people saddled up. And the other factor is this. I believe as corruption grows and as the beast grows and grows, it needs to eat bigger food and more lies, more deception, right? More corruption. So this is like the big one before it all crashes down, right? And it could all crash down. Many people are waking up. I'm one of them. I had no idea what my government was up to in these other foreign countries. That's what pisses me off the most, is as an American, I was unaware of the crimes against humanity that my government is either directly or indirectly doing in other countries. And I'm not down for it, right? Before I was ignorant, now I'm just pissed, but I'm not down for it. But that's my prediction. All those people that promoted that BS, they're all done. Their integrity will be zilch. You know, that's my piece. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. People are waking up. I have faith in people that are going to wake up, because the reason people are waking up is there's now hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people like myself who've had it. Like when you push people that far and verbally threaten them, losing their jobs, their ability to travel, their freedom and autonomy. My top 3 core values are fun, freedom, and full self-expression. They nixed all 3 of them during COVID. So it's a no-brainer that I'm going to get involved. Like I'm never going to shut up about this. Even to the point that people will be probably like, hey, you probably should move on. I'm never moving on. Never moving on. Because I believe everything's going to flip. And like I said, all the people that endorsed it, their integrity is done when the masses wake up to it. And as we know, 3 things can never be hidden long: the sun, the moon, and the truth. As cliche as it is true. It always comes out. You cannot hide the truth in a world of human beings. I just think that's the way it is, especially in the information age. I sometimes say that if you don't know what's going on in the information age, you don't want to know what's going on. And then I follow that up with, I don't blame you. I don't want to know what's going on. Ignorance is bliss until it isn't. And then ignorance turns into the most painful experience you could have ever imagined. That's exactly what happens. Ignorance is bliss until it isn't. I wish we could all sit down and have a forum, an open discussion, and talk about where we were at, what our mindset was during COVID, what research we did that made us come to the conclusions we came to, and share their knowledge and information. This is the thing, and I've talked about this before, the only thing that's going to push the human race forward and advance the human race is sharing of knowledge and information. How did you do that? Oh, I did it this way. Oh, that's a good way. I'm going to adopt that way. Where did you find that? How did you do this? And this is what's happening on YouTube and social media. I mean, we're already there. This is why I think this is the last stand for the cabal, for the bullshit artists in our world. I really do. You cannot have an architecture and systems of mass communication and information sharing and not have people wake up. You cannot have it. You cannot have a myriad of podcasts sharing their personal experience, sharing best practices for living, sharing what works and what doesn't, information and knowledge, and not have people wake up. And when people wake up, they're going to go, oh, that's a lie, and this is a lie, and that's a deceitful thing. That's why all those people are done. They went too far. It's the natural cycle. It's the yin and the yang. It has to turn. It will turn. It is turning. I saw the other day, and it makes my heart so happy. Uptake of, I believe, all of the VACCINES is way down. I'm not just talking about COVID times. I'm talking about all of them. And why wouldn't it be? It was the biggest shit show on earth. So much was exposed about how much of a shit show it was. And people are waking up to the lies and deception. Again, 2 of the most horrible entities on the planet deceitful and lying, went into partnership with one another. How could it? You double up, you go into partnership with that kind of a person, you're going to get double the dumb. Dumb and dumb makes dumber. That's how it is. This is also why there's a high probability, and I'm not a historical religious person. This is also why I believe they could be preparing or want to be preparing for an Antichrist event. And I'm coming at this from simply a seeker of knowledge, not from a religious background, but just connecting the dots and going, why would they knowingly or deliberately want to bring down the whole system? And this could very well bring down the whole system. You know, if you're familiar with Albert Pike's letter to Mazzini, he talks about the 3 world wars and the last world war being so bad that it completely demolishes society, and then they bring in their new world order and say, "Oh yeah, we're going to fix everything now." Right. And I ask people who are pro global citizen, pro new world order, I say, are you enthused and happy with the way your government is working now? Do you feel heard? Do you feel that they're responsive to your needs? And pretty much everyone's going to go, no. It's going to be 1,000 times worse if we have a one world government and a one world religion and a one world whatever. I don't think it's going to happen because too many people are awake now. I mean, you can't have that happen with a huge faction of society either fully awake or on the fence. Now they're sketched out. And I was going to make a joke on my social media at G. Mark Phillips very soon about this. They should have done CBDCs first and vaccine passports first and digital IDs first and then COVID. Now they're never going to get any of those things done because most people are awake now. Most people are awake. And if not most, a huge majority of people are awake, and they'll never trust the government again. I'm one of them. And not only will I never trust the government again, I will use every power that I have and my voice to wake as many people up as I can. That's what the Great Awakening Guide is at greatawakeningguide.com. I'll never stop this fight because it's so fundamental to the human experience. And my whole mission is to enhance the human experience. That's what my podcast was, 150 episodes. That's why I'm here. That's why everybody's here, to improve the human experience for future generations. When I saw the bullshit that these a-holes did in COVID times, I was like, you guys are done. I'll speak and expose you till the day that I die, and I'll enjoy doing it. It's a labor of love. It's my passion project. Maybe love is not the right word. Passion project is the right word. Mission in life is the right word. It's very fulfilling and satisfying to see people, some of them close to me, wake up. Just as I'm sure it was very fulfilling and satisfying for people close to me, my friends who were already awake, to see me wake up. I had a huge awakening in late 2021, early 2022. Huge, absolutely huge, that would not have happened had COVID not have happened. And this is why, as angry and frustrated as I am with the gov and pharma, and people, quite frankly, for believing these a-holes, I would have never had that awakening. It was very painful, too. This is why I would have never had that awakening had that not happened. This is why I see the silver lining in all of this. And also why I never push people. I never want to force someone to awaken too fast. It's like helping a butterfly come out of its cocoon too soon. If you do it in a non-natural way, you could seriously damage. Like it's deep psychological conditioning and programming for generations, centuries and or millennia, right? Passed on from generation to generation, the lies and deception of our world. It's deep. The awakening process is, for me, it was very psychologically painful. You go through anger, you go through fear, you go through stages of denial, more anger, more fear. It's just this very uncomfortable, very unpleasant experience to go through the awakening process, to wake up to what this world really is. I never thought this world was a fallen world. I now believe that it's a fallen world with the devil and his agents running the show. And now as I wake up, I see a lot of other people talking about it. I think a lot of other people woke up too during the time. I'll see a lot of people talking about it. Maybe they were always talking about it, but I believe more people woke up during the COVID times than we really are aware of. I appreciate you for checking out this live stream. Before I leave, let me give you some resources. Again, Great Awakening Guide, the Great Awakening Guide at greatawakeningguide.com. Totally free, not even an email required. It's all the best resources all in one place, all of the documentaries, lots of links to articles, books, people, truth seekers, truth sharers to help you on your own journey. One Life is the guide and system that I created, because here's the thing. One Life is the guide and system I created to help people know their purpose, know their mission in life, and fulfill their mission in life. Overcoming the doubt, the discouragement, the disillusionment, the fear, the anxiety that gets in the way of doing your mission in the world. It's a system for living. You can find out more at thisismyonelife.com. I'm very excited about this. I use it myself. I've been using it for, a year heavy, a year, maybe 6-8 months heavy. It's a constantly evolving system. That's why you see versions. Right now it's in essentially version 1.0, which is you and I on a recorded Zoom call for 2 hours. I'm going to teach you the system. I'm going to give you all the PDF downloads. You can build an analog version, you can build a digital version, or you can do what I do, which is a hybrid. It's both of those versions, because I love putting pen to paper. I think there's something magical about putting pen to paper and thinking on paper and creating on paper and designing on paper. But you can play it any way you want, digital or analog. It's a knowledge management system, or personal knowledge management system, PKM. It's all based on taking massive action, because that's where the rubber hits the road. We all have ideas. We all have things we want to create. Getting them out of our head and into the real world, that's where the game is. And so and it is a game. One Life is how to play and win the game of life, and play it and win it your way, right? Your way, playing your strengths, turning the ideas that God put inside of you to valuable products and services and experiences for all of us. But it's always about overcoming that doubt, the fear, the procrastination, the blah, 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 the distraction. It's all D's. Distractions, doubt, discouragement, right? Thisismyonelife.com. You can also find all of my books at Amazon.com. Well, you can just go to gmarkphillips.com and find all the links there to those other things. And also, last but not least, Focus and Flow, which is my product and apparel line, to remind you that you're a conscious creator and what you focus on expands. Wherever you're flowing your conscious attention, that's what you're going to be creating in the world. So you can learn more about that at focusandflow.co. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. If you like this video or this live, give me a thumbs up. Check out my stuff on YouTube. I'm everywhere at gmarkphillips, and I will talk to you in the next one. Until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Have an awesome day.